And then now the plane is started. Wow. Yes, much better, much better.
A lot of adjectives to describe my voice. Thank you so much. But if we were to describe the plane path right now, it's leaning heavily towards the west. The other two islands are going to be hotspots. It's going to be difficult to get to places like Kampong, Lakwai, Camp Bravo, etc. Meanwhile, Ruins and Painan seem to be hot property. Surprisingly, Boot Camp will not be as heavily contested in this game as I see very few teams headed that direction. Team CELTZ obviously going for that. They're flying over it, but I'm not sure if they'll land on top of it. 0 degrees taking their spot in Ruins. Surprisingly, Painan is pretty much empty. Okay, I did not expect that at all. 7 Cs in Camp Alpha. They're going to be safe and nice. Meanwhile, Orange Rock is going for a really safe approach. They're spreading out across a bunch of different compounds, but not really taking any big areas for themselves.
Yeah, it kind of makes sense. Like, Orange Rock clearly wants to defend their positions as number 1, numero uno, and they're going to want to play safe. They don't obviously... Like, Sanhok is a map where it's so easy to lose your position, and it makes sense that a lot of these teams are playing it safe. We've got Team CELTZ right here on the camera in the bottom feed, looting boot camp, so hopefully CELTZ can make it out alive with a lot of loot and, you know, convert that loot into survivability.
Definitely.
We've got Rip Squad right here in Paradise. Are you a big fan of Paradise?
I am actually big. I mean, Paradise Boot Camp. I expected many more teams to be here, but surprisingly, these teams are pretty much unchallenged. So they have all the time in the world to secure great loot and then spread out as they wish. Speaking of spreading out, I want you to look at what Orange Rock is going for. They have John, who has taken the trifecta compound. It's that one compound in the center of all 3 islands, which has bridges connecting all of them. Meanwhile, Mavi and Daljit are dangerously close to Umumba. That could be a bit of a concern.
I don't think so. I think Orange Rock kind of know what they're doing with the split there, but already TeamGenocide has XDD knocked, and we're not really sure what's happening there. So Team ORB looks like they're pushing in. Shots are being fired. Nerf has been knocked by Ash Gamer. It is up to Ayush to now see what he can do. Help Nerf if he can. Noob with the QBU, my bad. Same 5.56 ammo. Now let's see what TeamGenocide does here, as they do have to res XDD really quickly, or they're going to let him bleed out. And I guess they're going to have to... Oh, nope. XDD is dead. TeamGenocide pushing in. Oh, Daljit also in the mix.
With the UZ firing over, there's a lot of advantage he can get himself if he stays on top over here, and he secured it. He destroys Kiki up on top, and now he has a great read as to what the other teams can do. Meanwhile, the fight between Genocide and ORB continues to rage on. Ash Gamer has spotted Tsunami with the M16, has a 4-scope, which can be a great weapon in a situation like this. A definite advantage over Tsunami with just a hollow sight, and he doesn't have any backup as well. All these teams splitting open wide.
Yeah, I didn't expect these kind of skirmishes so early in the game, and unfortunately, Sanhok's the kind of map that just forces everybody together. Ash Gamer with his 4x needs to get an angle on somebody because Critical and his teammate are not looking so hard. And we're back to Team ORB, who've already lost Nerf phase, and Orange Rock taking a couple of shots at Team 14 Umumba. They already managed to do some pretty decent damage to them.
Definitely.
How many players is Team Umumba down? 2 players?
I definitely saw one of the players die to the hands of Mavi. Not sure if the second one is dead as well. But Orange Rock, I like the way they are spreading out all across the northeastern island. Okay.
Yeah, I'm not really sure.
Boot camp too.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what went there.
For a second right there.
Yeah. I was a little like surprised. Like, hey, wait, what's happening here? Maybe the pros know certain things that the noob casters don't know. You know, like, I mean, are you a pro player, Crips? Do you know everything that the pros do these days?
I mean, I was a conqueror in Season 4, so I guess I have some credibility. But it seems like they want to swim all their way towards Bootcamp. Now, Orange Rock, the good thing that they did was they drove Umumba out of their island, and they had pretty much a lot of information all across the northeastern part. Now they're swimming towards Bootcamp so that they can get some extra information as well. Meanwhile, on our screen, CELTZ is all alone. His teammates quite far spread apart, and they are also towards the bank of the rivers, which means they should be able to take a look at the other islands. Power is on their screens. I don't think they will spot them anytime soon. But this position definitely can grant them an advantage, especially over those teams who will now be looking to rotate out of Paradise Resort.
Yeah, it looks like they have a pretty good handle of what they're trying to do here. They're just playing for reconnaissance, playing for intel. I don't think CELTZ is going to commit to a fight, even if they spot somebody. They're probably their team comms are just like, hey, we've got a guy over there, or we've got a team over there, and then they'll take a call. And I've seen a lot of pro teams do that, where they don't play a rush game. They just make sure that they have all the intel. And despite the fact that Sanhok is a small map, intel in Sanhok is definitely very, very good. We've got Orange Rock right in front of a. Oh my God! Look at that! Look at that loot! We've got an AWM level 3 helmet vest and level 3 backpack. It's like it's Orange Rock's day today. They're just getting lucky game after game. Back to you, Crips.
But surprisingly, they're not going for it. They want to use this as a bait. They're hoping that somebody else comes in and tries to take it so that they don't just get the loot, they also get the points on top of it. I mean, it's not like they're lacking in points at all. But hey, you can always be more hungry. Surprisingly, they don't have a lot of good loot just yet. You see Daljit, he doesn't even have any armor. Not even basic level 1. Meanwhile, TeamELVES might just spot Zeus right there. I think Duke has an idea about Zeus's positions. He's trying to just check if there are any other teammates of Team AIM nearby. Because if there aren't, then Zeus is in clear and definite danger. He needs to get out here without being detected. And it seems like he will just manage to slip past them.
Wasn't Zeus the guy last game who fell down the cliff in an angle? Yeah, this guy's luck is not good. I like how the observers are showing us the really lucky players versus the really unlucky players. This is not looking good for Team AIMGAMING. Oh, is TeamELVES taking shots at him? Nope. They're just tracking him. They're looking. Look at that. That is triggered discipline, ladies and gentlemen. And not for long as they spray him down. Beautiful, but unfortunately not effective.
He's going to get away, and he has a nice big cliff to hide behind. Looks like ELVES missed that chance to secure a nice free kill. I can understand why they didn't take any of those shots. They probably wanted to gather more information about where his teammates are and then engage them all at once or engage them with more information. But now, if they don't realize that he was all alone, it seems like they will be disappointed after not getting a free kill. Meanwhile, Orange Rock, they were spreading out quite a bit before, and we also saw them trying to drown their own bike into the water, but it seems like they have now grouped up back again. And even Zeus seems like he is far, far away from TeamELVES at this point, who are now pursuing him towards the other edge of the hill. We did see Umumba also, when the Minia popped up for like one brief second, they have also gathered up once again and are on the completely other side of the northeastern island, far, far away from ORB. They don't want to lose any of their players.
I like how all teams are still pretty much in the game. We've got 16 on the scoreboard on the top left-hand corner. Hopefully we can segue into a little map view so that we can understand exactly where which team is. Zeus has also successfully rotated to his teammates, but ORB just got a nice package from the PUBG gods themselves. And as that plume of red smoke erupts, hopefully ORB will spot it quickly enough and we'll get an idea of what loot they'll get. They don't have the greatest loot either. Speaking of loot, Ayush with the level 1 vest and helmet right there.
And only one first aid kit in the backpack. Another AWM up for grabs. It seems like ORB don't want to take any risks as they are pretty sure that somebody or the other will come contesting this. And Team ORB are going to get this package right at the edges of ruins and the bridge, which means TeamELVES are about to... Oh, no, wait. Okay, TeamELVES are engaging with Team AIM over there on a completely different part of the map, which is great. But Revenge are now converging upon ORB to take fight on the control of that airdrop.
Yeah, it looks like it is a fight between Team AIMGAMING and ELVES. Let's see what happens here. Meanwhile, ORB not really entertaining that drop as Team 17 Revenge Esports circles dangerously close. And ELVES now going for the push because they had the one knock right there and the one knock, one push philosophy. Ipman trying to third-person peek right here. He cooks his molly. Doesn't do much with it. Duke with TeamELVES getting stuck on the window right there. This is very interesting. Let's see how this pans out for both these teams. Ipman just making it out with the skin of his teeth. He's going to have to first aid as TeamELVES cook their nades. Let's see if they manage to get anybody. The nades fly, but no damage to anybody. We've got Team Gaming 4 players and TeamELVES 4 players. Let's see how it works. Nades being thrown all over the place.
This is a bit of a concern. Matt, if you just saw, is taking the long way around and he's trying to flank Team AIM from the other side. I'm not sure if AIM will be able to see this coming, but if Matt is able to get to this position quickly enough, he might just be able to allow his TeamELVES to get out of that house. In this entire compound of 3 houses, all of TeamELVES is inside one, which means if you get one lucky nade in there, you might just be able to blow up the entire team. And Team AIM should definitely be able to surround them from all the sides. The route of getting out of this compound are getting cut off one by one. Matt is still far away. I'm not sure if he wants to come ahead and help his team out. But as I say that, 0 Degrees are coming into third party on this. And Pansing once again has a lot of trigger discipline. He spotted out plenty of players from Team ELVES, but he's not taking the fight. And now he finally does connect the shots. And Avi hits the floor. He's going to secure the kill onto him as well. ELVES are down 2 players.
Do not mess with Pansing, ladies and gentlemen. I love how he just went for that instant thirst. I mean, you know, these guys, 0 Degree, are like, hey man, we've got our kill. Let's move out of here. I love the opportunistic skirmish that they just took here. They were just like, hey, we don't need to commit to this fight. And it looks like Team 16, Team Tamil in the house. Versus Team Genocide. Let's see what happens with Team Tamil pushing in. But unfortunately, oh no, they lose Raven. The crowd is not going to be very happy with this. And bullets keep firing as Ash Gamer tries the third-person peek. The rest of Tamil Gaming, XRX 07, knocked and bleeding out pretty fast. Team Genocide really needs to take care of this as quickly as possible. They need to push and get a couple of knocks. And they are going to push. Nope, just trading. Noob going in to get Critic 07 healed up. We still have a 3v3 going on screen. Crips?
Luckily, Ash Gamer is keeping the other players of Team Raven at bay as Noob tries to get the revive onto his teammate. As long as he's able to get the revive, and he does manage to do it successfully, Critic has more than enough time to heal himself up and get prepared for another battle. Molotov's being deployed so that Manti can't get any shots inside the house. And even though he does spot them out, he cannot enter the house physically to finish them off, granting them a bit more time to gather up their resources and prepare themselves for the second round of this fight. Both the teams taking a brief hiatus so that they can heal themselves up. And once again, the battle will continue as they decide to re-engage. Manti going around the house, hoping that he will be able to spot them out. No, wait, he's completely walking away from this fight. It seems like they want to disengage. They do not want to waste any more resources into this one.
Yeah, I mean, it does make sense. If you just look at the circle, everybody on the map just got circle screwed right here. And they all have to rotate all the way to the northeast section of the map with the RIP squad chilling in Paradise Resort. Looks like they are the new lucky team. Team Genocide also, it's a good thing that the Tamil team did decide to like disengage because they did lose one of their better players. And it just didn't make sense to commit to such a fight outside in the open. Oh, but Team Genocide taking a couple of pot shots at these guys. Oh, they are not ready to let them go. And Team 11, ORB Elites also in view of Team 16, Team Tamil. Shots are being fired. Crips, what is happening here?
This is a mess as all the teams scramble for cover. A lot of teams in this vicinity at the edges of Quarry, which means the way into the circle is not pretty. There's open hills, and that's when the danger lurks around the corners. We did see the minimap, and surprisingly, there's one thing I would like to point out, but I'm going to wait until Raven finishes off Critic. They did manage to get the knock onto Critic once again. He was the man who his team was trying to save, but once again, he's in danger. And I don't think this time Noob will be able to get the revive onto him as he's trapped, and the way towards him is not safe. Meanwhile, Manti starts getting shot from Team ORB. He realizes that ORB wants a third party, and he turns around and manages to fight them. Team Genocide are being kept at bay as Critic finally dies after bleeding out. No teammate able to revive him, but Mantus surprisingly ducking, dodging, and weaving undercover. ORB also realizing that they can't commit to this fight for too long, try to make their way into the circle, but Raven have new contenders. This time, Genocide, with the last 2 remaining players, are just trying to take down Raven players as they know that they will be knocked out for certain. He manages to get 2 knocks, Ash Gamer with perfect aim control. This man is an absolute beast, and now he's going to be gatekeeping Raven as they try to desperate A zone, but he will not allow that to happen. Striker has a lot of work to do and a lot of teammates to revive. And on top of that, he needs to make his way into the circle and fight Team Genocide on the way in.
Gatekeeping indeed. I love the way he played. Ash Gamer doing a lot of damage to Team Tamil as they have to lick their wounds right outside that blue zone right there. No, sorry, they are in the blue zone. This is not looking good for any of these teams, and they all rush to rotate to the circle. And then look at 0 Degree and RIP squad getting ready for the fight for Paradise. Lost, I want to say. Let's see how it goes with 0 Degree and RIP squad, because the team that controls Paradise is going to be in a very decent position for the next couple of circles. TeamELVES also managing to survive somehow at the edge of the circle along with Team AIMGAMING and CELTZ. Here we go. We've got 0 Degree starting the fight right here. They're on the northwest side of Paradise, and all they have to do is find a way to either hold this hill or maybe take Paradise for themselves. What do you think they'll do, Crips?
In order to keep their men alive for the late stages of the fight, I think they wouldn't be too sad if they don't get the control of Paradise Resort entirely. They should be pretty happy on this hill. Meanwhile, we did see Mumba, who lost a lot of their players at the start of the game. Now they have one of the best positions in the entire map. At the north end of the circle, they are completely safe. The only danger that lurks around is Team ORNGE, which probably won't have to deal with them since they have bigger issues. Meanwhile, if you look at Team Raven, they're still in the blue zone. They're just hoping that they can heal each other off and stay outside of danger for as long as possible. Meanwhile, 7Cs takes the fight with CELTZ, and they are hitting the floor.
Oh, this is not looking good for Team CELTZ as they take a lot of damage. 7C is also desperately trying to rotate in the circle. Viewers do notice that the circle has shifted a little bit to the top right-hand corner of Paradise Resort. And 0 Degree rushing to get into safety. 7Cs and CELTZ fighting it out. This is not looking good for 7Cs. I have to say, Team CELTZ is a team that I'm not familiar with, and I'm pretty impressed with the way they've been performing so far. Your thoughts, Crips?
Trigger, I'm actually worried about this man. He has the most powerful weapon in the game, but he's not taking the fights. I think he's on top of the hill so that he can pick off the remaining players of 7C, pick off the remaining players of the team that he just spotted who are already engaged in the fight. Meanwhile, we just saw one of the players from Team 0 Degrees take a knock, and it seems like Team IE is about to come up and fight with them. CELTZ, they are desperately trying to stay alive in the blue zone with some 7C's players all around them. Meanwhile, Revenge are also in the fray. He has been spotted. Tsunami wants to take this fight, and he gets the shot. He knocks him down and manages to finish him off as well. One clean kill in his favor. Team AIM also taking one of the players of Revenge out of the fight. As Team Genocide, once again, they are in the fights. How is this happening? All the teams are starting to take multiple fights, and this might just end up not working out for any of them as they take too much damage and they bite off more than they can chew. Madam?
Yeah, this has not been a great fight for these 3-4 teams as they've been fighting outside the circle, and the rotation is going to definitely hurt them as they deplete all their heals. But it looks like Team ORB is still pretty much in the game, and hopefully they'll be able to make it into the safe zone. We've got Team Insane also comfortably in the safe zone along with 0 Degree. And let's see what happens here as all these teams sort of shack up and take pot shots at each other.
Two of the players of 0 Degrees are sharing the same compound as Team Insane, and that makes me a bit uncomfortable. AIM is far away from them, which means they won't be able to take the fights. But as 0 Degrees tries to push into the other spot, Team IE, they take the chance. They get the knock as well. Surya is down, and he will be finished off by Aditya. The dude, the last remaining survivor for Team 0 Degrees, now has to play for survival points. Once again, the circle shifts, and Team Power seem to be the one in control. The dude, the house he's in is the only house that is in the zone, so that means Team Insane are going to have to push towards him. And at the same time, he's sandwiched in between Team Insane and Team IE. Meanwhile, AIM have no opponents next to them whatsoever. I have to point out, Rip and 7 Degrees, they need to kill each other off because they won't allow any of them to go towards the safe zone before they do not finish off their opponents. Zigsaw and Trigger at the edges of Paradise Resort. They know for a fact that Rip are somewhere inside, but who will take the fights first? Oh, there goes the boss. Hits the floor. Strip squad, finish him off. Aditya also gets down. But while I say that, Karan has a clean view of sight onto Zigsaw. He's going to get the knock. And Trigger weaving around. He's trying to get the shots onto him. But the TPP is not allowing him to do so. He will get third-partied by Squad Raptor. Sorry, I couldn't pronounce his name there for a second. And while I say that, Naruto somehow manages to find the time to revive his teammate. It seems like 7Cs will be hitting the floor as most of the players are out. Insane desperately lose one of their players against Sky. Even he's down, and Legend too. Naruto, he tries to save his teammate, but both of them end up walking into the crosshairs of the dude, and he ends up wiping out Team Insane all by himself, securing so many points. Rohin, this was an absolute blunder. Dude was not supposed to survive for even one bit, but he managed to walk away with so many kills.
Yeah, I'm actually really happy for the dude and 0 Degree. Let's hope that he can actually stay alive, but it looks like AIM does know that he is shacked up in that outhouse, and they are going to peek. And they're going to pre-fire, but the dude gets him! Zeus gets knocked, and Zeus gets aggroed. Oh my god, oh my god. The dude is on fire.
Quite literally. I'm surprised that none of the teams have actually used any grenades to flush him out, and they just keep feeding kills to him. He's going to be one happy man by the time this game ends. Meanwhile, speaking of happy men, Music just killed one of the players of Team Umumba, and now they are in trouble. Bhishma knocked. Meanwhile, at the same time, JSL are also trying to get a couple of kills. All the teams have lost a few players. Meanwhile, IXE, Fury, and Muses, they have surrounded Team JSL from both the directions. Robin trying to revive his teammates, but while I say that, Daljeet finds one of the players of Umumba. Goldblade hits the floor. They are at the edge of the circle, and they have no contestants over here. They can safely make their way and try to take the fights at their own terms. Mavi and Daljeet, two of the strongest players of the country. I'm not even going to say Orange Rock. The two strongest players of the country still alive for their team. And nobody has spotted them, which means they can...
No, Mavi just gets knocked. Unfortunately, as you just said that, Mavi just got knocked and thirsted by Team Power, Full Power Podo. And here we go. We're back in the fray again with JSL spraying down Team 18 Initiative. Oh man, this is such a beautiful, beautiful circle.
Daljeet in a lot of trouble healing away outside the zone. Meanwhile, Power, they now have the best position in the entire game. They have no idea whatsoever that Daljeet is right behind them in this blue. He's sticking away, but he doesn't have any more first aid kits. This is his cue to get into the circle, but before he does that, he's going to take down Zonebam. Not going to be able to do any more damage. Just gets one knock, and now we are down to the final 5 teams. Power towards the top of the hills. They're going to have all the advantage, as they should have the high ground. Meanwhile, Team 15, Team Rip Squad are using the smokes for cover. Everyone now should be able to get a little bit of a break so that they can heal up and prepare for the last phase of the circle.
Meanwhile, the chat is furious that we jinxed it for Orange Rock as Team Power, or Full Power as they call themselves, checked their privilege. Here we go. We've got Team 19 snaking it all up, and that's what Sanhok is about. The last circle is all about getting into that juicy grass. Shots being fired from JSL as Power keeping that trigger discipline. And here we go, boys. JSL spraying all over the place. Robin God not getting a single hit marker on the screen. It's between JSL and Power right now. And Rip Squad is finally out of the game at 5th place.
Revenge was the team that knocked them out, and we are now down to 4. But the best thing over here is even though Power Gaming have all 4 of the players alive, Kobe, they accidentally end up nading themselves. That's a mistake that they can't afford to make in such a late stage of this game. They had all 4 players alive, but now that's not the case anymore. JSL wants to take this chance and finish them off. Surya connects a lot of shots, and he does quite a lot of damage. He will be finished off by another nade, and Surya ends up getting a double kill. He's single-handedly wiping Team Power, and this is a disaster. Even after having everything in their favor, JSL are making a comeback, and now they are out. 3 teams remain, and the strongest contenders have just been knocked out of the game. How on earth did this happen, Rohin?
Surya OP living up to his name, Surya Space OP. Looks like this is going to be a very interesting fight for JSL as they try to maybe come out on top, and this will help them in the leaderboards. It is the quest for 1st place, 2nd place, and 3rd place. Here we've got Team JSL, Team 17, Revenge Esports, and of course the lone Team 8, AIMGAMING. Rocky taking care of Robin God.
Yeah, but now he's given away his position. It was a 2 versus 2 versus 1. Rocky was the one who was hiding away, but he will be traded by Surya. Now, this is the perfect chance for Revenge to push. They know that one of the teammates is knocked. They know exactly where Surya is. He's on the edges of the circle, and AIM will finish him off. Team AIM win the chicken dinner. The least likely contestants to win the entire game. They